Why?
Because played around like kids.
So
It's not a working set. I do working set.
Okay, are we doing this one or this one? You tell me.
He is literally upset. He's triggered. He doesn't like this. And so if Eric is cursing during a video, you know that somebody's doing something wrong. Coach Greg, and if you like drama, this is the video for you, and it's all about Mike Sommerfeld. Bro has anger issues.
No, don't touch.
Okay.
I'm watching people talking about this, and essentially, if you don't know about this, Mike Sommerfeld and Eric Janicki, they made a video together, and Mike was crashing out. Eric Janicki is probably the nicest person in the world, like on a scale of 1 to 100, and 100 being the nicest, he's at 100. And so if Eric is cursing during a video, you know that somebody's doing something wrong. How has Greg not made a video about Eric Janicki and Mike Sommerfeld collab that turned into drama? Haha, waiting. Bro managed to piss off Eric Janicki on camera. That deserves some sort of trophy, honestly. Also, the prep excuse doesn't work. Others do it perfectly fine. Sebum, Urs, he's just being childish. Not everyone has patience, and not everyone can handle tren. That's right, tren, other performance-enhancing drugs, as well as others. When you're in a very low-calorie diet, you're dieting to win the best bodybuilding competition in the world, you're gonna struggle. And Mike, he struggles as much as anyone else.
And in today's video, we got something very, very interesting. I would say pure comedy.
Ivan Bodybuilding is calling it pure comedy. I call it pure drama. But hey, this is what you all want to see. And so if you want to see more about it, go and subscribe to Ivan Bodybuilding. He's got 55,000 followers. He's talking about this and other things bodybuilding. And so please go and check him out.
Basically what happened is Urs Klecinski had Ramon winning the Classic Physique Mr. Olympia this year, and he had Mike second.
Mike, the badass, he didn't like this whatsoever, but frankly, I wouldn't like it either. If I'm predicted to be the champion, I mean, Mike is by far the running favorite, and a fellow countryman said, yeah, Coach Greg, you're going to get second, last, whatever, then I am going to be internally a little bit upset, you know? I'll be offended. And so he responds, great support from Germany. Well, then we need to show some guys who's winning the show. To me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. Somebody wants to call me out, I'll call them back out and say, you're wrong. I'm going to win. I'm going to make you eat your words. How is this bad? This is good for bodybuilding. Perhaps Urs is just trying to stir the pot. Perhaps he has some beef with him. We don't know. But there's nothing wrong with trying to predict who's going to win. Mike getting upset at someone's predictions is baby behavior. Is he really upset, or is he just defending himself saying, I'm going to win? What's wrong with that? If I said, you know what, Sebum's not winning the Olympia this year. Yeah, he's won 5 in a row, but I predict Mike Sommerfeld's going to take it. Is Sebum not have the right to say in a post, hey, Greg, I'll show you who gets his 6th title. I'm taking home the title. How is that bad? This is a perfect example. Sebum's from Canada. If I predicted that Mike Sommerfeld was going to beat Sebum, I have the right to do so, and he has the right to clap back.
A lot of comments, guys, were negative towards Mike. Somebody used this word, too preachy.
And so is Mike too preachy? Is he too defensive? Is he acting? Is he just saying what he thinks you want to say? Well, everyone to an extent is like that. Not everyone is their true authentic self. Not giving a shit about what other people think of them. And the thing is, most of you like those people, the people who just don't give a shit. Look at the Trend Twins or even Coach Greg. I say what I think and you seem to like it. Or you hate it. You pick one. You're on one side of the fence or the other. It's polarizing. Mike Sommerfeld, when he's interviewing people, for the most part, he seems to try to say everything perfectly. The proper answers. Kind of like The Rock. You say everything that you believe that people are going to say. But sometimes it can backfire, and it's only so long that you can hold things back.
This video is going to be about the training session Mike Sommerfeld did with Eric Janicki.
If you haven't watched the video, I suggest you go watch it. Eric Janicki posted this video. You're going to see them training legs. They're interacting. They're trying to go through the training. And they get into several disagreements about the effectiveness of the exercise, how you're supposed to perform the exercise, intricacies of how to lift. And I personally see nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to agree to disagree, or even to disagree.
Or disagree to agree.
Or whatever.
So for some reason, Mike was pissed the whole time.
He didn't seem to be very receptive to what Eric was saying, but here's the thing. He's what, 2 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia, approaching 5% body fat on a very low-calorie diet, and let's be honest, abusing performance-enhancing drugs. How many of you think he's 100% natural? Do we not remember Mike Israetel saying all he felt was rage, that when he looked out at the pond, he remembered how it made him feel, but it was a distant memory? The two Mikes, they think alike. And so hopefully Mike Sommerfeld doesn't feel like ripping apart dogs and so on, some of the things that Mike did. But perhaps he wants to scream to the top of his lungs while doing the leg extensions. Ah! Ah!
Bro, you need to try it. Try it.
I know.
Almost that.
This is literally like I've made my whole lifting career off of this whole principle.
That was comical. I don't feel there was any bad blood there. I feel like they were just arguing about something different. They perhaps were agreeing to disagree. They were saying, hey, it's not heavier. Yeah, I know it's not heavier. It's only feels heavier because you're going at a different angle. I think that they are actually on the same page. They just didn't know what they were arguing about.
So it's the angle of where we sit, but the angle how we sit changes the feeling of pressure and torque. But the torque itself does not change.
The external force changes.
And I mean, what is wrong with that? We're learning from each other. You have a different opinion. I'm going to train this way. You're going to train that way. This is the whole point. Why just show up to the gym and train with yes men who are just going to say exactly what you want them to say? Would you not want to have somebody say, you know what? I don't think you're right. I think you should do it this way. I think it's this way. And why? Well, because of this. Did you not think of that? Versus just, oh, yeah, that's right. Yep. Oh, yes. Who wants that?
How many sets in are you here?
How many?
How many sets are we doing?
0.
Huh?
None of the sets do count. None of them.
Huh. And so Eric is basically trying to have a good workout with this guy. Like, Eric looks up to Mike Sommerfeld. You know, he's going to be the Mr. Olympia champion, almost for certain. I mean, many people think Ramon Dino's going to beat him, but he's not. And so he doesn't know what to say. He's like, well, how many working sets have you done? Look, I'll do whatever you need to do. You're 2 weeks out. I'm just here to help. If you want to do sets of this, we'll do sets of that. I'll do anything. I'm just going to help you to get the best training session possible for you. And so he's asking him, how many sets do you do of that specific exercise? None were sets. No, they sucked.
Why?
Because
Kirk!
played around like kids.
So
It's not a working set. I do working
all right, so
set.
are we doing this one or this one? You tell me.
This one.
Okay, I'll show him how to play around like a kid.
Let's put some more weight on the bar. If those aren't sets, you want to see how hard I can train? I'm in my off season. I'm adding 2 plates aside, and let's see if we're playing like children. To Eric to say that to a guy that he respects, that he wants to work out with, he is literally upset. He's triggered. He doesn't like this, but he's thinking, you know, he's 2 weeks out. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Hope he keeps up.
And so, Eric, you saying and playing around like kids, as he adds several plates to the bar, let's see if you can keep up. Clearly, he's not going to keep up. Eric is about 50 pounds heavier than Mike. Mike is 2 weeks out. And so he's saying, look, I've had enough. I'm not going to be a simp. I'm not just going to be a yes man. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. The great thing about this, it's kind of like a relationship you could have with a girl. These are 2 men and they're arguing, but they don't dislike each other. They have an argument. As a person, they like each other as people. They just don't like the way that each other's behaving. Now, what you don't know is that the next day they had another workout. They trained together and it went perfectly fine. They were training shoulders, I believe. They were doing it without any problems whatsoever. As much as they were arguing, by the end of their workout, they came together and they were happy. They were fine. And so just because you have an argument with someone doesn't mean, oh my God, have to carry a grudge and you have to hate that person. Mike didn't have a bad day. Perhaps he just had a bad 15 minutes. But if you let it fester, you think, oh my God, I hated that workout. I hated Eric. What's the use of that? And so listen, you can take this advice for you and your partner. Perhaps you're married, your girlfriend. Did you have a bad day with your girlfriend or did you have a bad 5 minutes? You had an argument. So what? You move on. You had a difference of opinion. You can't agree with every single thing that other people are going to do. We are not alike. No one is exactly as you. I don't even care if it's your identical twin. And so expect to have arguments, expect to have disagreements, but what matters is how you treat them following the argument. Well, also during.
Like, he's a true professional. He lives for this. And I guess that's why he gets a little bit frustrated when the other guys are maybe not as focused as him.
And so exactly, I mean, he literally trained with Eric Janicki because he wanted to learn from him. He watches his channel. He understands that Eric cares deeply about exercise technique, how to properly perform an exercise. He coaches a lot of people. And so if you're interested in being coached by Eric, of course, you can contact Eric, go follow Eric, as even Mike Sommerfeld is trying to learn from him. And so they're bound to have some disagreements, and this is perfectly normal. And I do believe that if he wasn't on performance-enhancing drugs, if he wasn't 2 weeks out from a bodybuilding competition, he wouldn't have acted in this manner.
Mike definitely has a temper, or should I say some anger issues, let's put it that way. And at this point in prep, he just simply can't hide it.
And so steroids, they bring out your personality. It might be for the better, it might be for the worse. I don't know how people don't realize that steroids are drugs. I mean, we all know that people that drink alcohol, some people, they are angry drunks, I guess you could call it. Sometimes people say, yeah, when I drink hard liquor, I act this way, and I drink beer, I act this way. Alcohol's a drug, steroids are drugs, and so if you're using drugs, it can in fact change your behaviors. And so if you're a larger responder to it, remember, everything is on a spectrum. Some people are going to react more negatively to steroids than others. For me, it wasn't really all that bad, but for some other people using steroids, it's absolutely a no-no.
This was bad. This was not a good video.
I mean, I think it's a great video. Like, I'd rather see the real, raw Eric Janicki and Mike Sommerfeld. I don't want to see the putting on a show, let's do a pretend workout and be nice to each other and say all the right things and just agree with each other, everything everyone says. Who wants to see that? I want to see somebody say something and say, no, you're wrong, that's stupid. Wouldn't you want me and, for example, Mike Sommerfeld or myself and Eric Janicki to have a workout together and we start doing a bench press and then one person's saying one thing and I'm saying, no, that is stupid. You don't want to do it like that. And they're saying, no, it's not stupid, you're stupid. That seems more fun to me.
Pause and then drag out. Yep,
Don't touch.
I won't touch. Drag out. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's like, get away. I want to do this rep on my own. For example, when I'm bench pressing 500 pounds, well, back in the day, if the spotter grabbed the weight, I would hate it. I wanted to do it on my own. And so how is this any different? I want to do all these reps on myself. You get your hand off the bar. I'm pausing this way. I'm going to get it by myself. I don't want you helping me. That's not bad. That's not fighting. That's not arguing. That's training the way he wants to train, and I'm all for it.
I don't know if you guys compete, but when you prep, when you are so hungry, when you're so tired, it's impossible to have any energy left for the filters.
I mean, when you have no energy left and you've been dieting, you don't even put filters on. You just put post. So, babe, if you ever do that wellness competition, you're not going to have no filters on. You're going to have no tan on. You'll be like, I don't got time to tan myself. And so you just go, no filters whatsoever.
Oh my God. I don't think these guys are going to train together ever again.
And he says, I don't think they're ever going to train together again. They literally train together the next day. And so Mike came back the very next day. Mike came back. We thought he was a goner, but Mike came back. He just couldn't stay away. You know that song? Lullabies with Coach Greg. He just had a bad 5 minutes. Perhaps the trend had kicked in. Maybe he's using Tren Ace and it was at its peak. Or he hadn't had enough carbs before the workout and he just couldn't refrain from yelling. He was in a bad mood. I didn't get the reps I want. We're playing around like children. The machine wasn't working properly. He was trying to fix it. He was calling the gym owner on the phone saying, how do you adjust this? And so it took like 20 minutes and they finally figured out the machine exactly. And so he was frustrated. I mean, I've dieted like this and I know that I would get frustrated. I'm at the gym and I'm like, I can't stand this. Somebody's using your equipment and you need to do that set next and you're getting upset. You're holding it within because you know it's the steroids that are making you angry in the diet, but yet you just filter yourself. But when you diet too far and you can't filter yourself, this comes out and then everyone thinks you're an asshole. Well, many of us are assholes. We just refrain ourselves from showing you exactly how you feel. And so, are you really an asshole? If you feel angry the way that Mike is, but you don't say anything, but it's festering up inside, in comparison, you feel exactly like that and you say what you're thinking, is one person better than the other? Is one an asshole? One is being more authentic. One is being more honest, one more truthful, saying exactly how they feel. The other person is just too chicken shit to say to the world exactly who they are. And so, Which is actually better?
Do you think this is just him being hungry and pissed off because of that? Or do you think this is actually kind of like what his personality truly is?
You know what? I think, so what if that's his personality? I'd rather know the real Mike. I'd rather know the real personality. If he's pissed off and he's angry and that's how he likes to train, I want to know about it. Then it might make me or other people feel better about ourselves. Maybe I'm also angry and upset when I'm 2 weeks out. And so I want to know that the Mr. Olympia future champion is also upset. I mean, this comment is so funny. Those guys are going to be huge. They have managed to maintain tension throughout 100% of the workout. I mean, that is very clever. Babe, how clever is that? They managed to maintain tension throughout the entirety of the workout.
Oh, the tut?
Tut. I noticed Mike feels insecure about people humbling him in some ways lately. He's acting like a know-it-all. That could be his weakness. I mean, imagine if Mike Sommerfeld said, you know what? I have this thing, my ego, it gets bruised when other people are stronger than me or they might know more about training than me. And so sometimes I lash out and I'm working on that. Wouldn't that make you feel better about yourself? Like, I would want to know that. When somebody makes mistakes, and the best guy of all is, I think, Mike Israetel, not Mike Sommerfeld, Mike Israetel. He admits so many things, like, I hate my body, I want this, I'm getting these surgeries, and I'm this and I'm that, and it's like, holy shit, the guy, like, so he's very successful, I think, despite his limitations, because he talks about his limitations. I think one of his greatest qualities is the ability to poke fun at himself. It makes him more relatable, and you can say, wow, he's not a know-it-all. He actually admits he has several mistakes, and I think that's very good for him to do so. It makes other people like him more, and I don't know. I think people should do that. No wonder everyone praises Urs in Germany, and Mike is just the guy who was second at the Mr. O. Well, he's soon to be first at the Mr. O, but people love Urs because he's funny, he's relatable, he has a great physique, and he does cool dance. And so, you know, it's not about just being the champion. Mike Sommerfeld's a better bodybuilder than Urs, but perhaps Urs gets more respect, has more followers, is more popular than Mike. And so it's not just about who wins. Eric's right. Mike is just being a weird baby about it all. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that Eric is right. He literally spent his whole life on this principle. Like, this is literally his baby. This is what he knows the most. It's kind of like me knowing about how to eat in a calorie deficit, making a cookbook. For example, the anabolic cookbook. If you're interested, of course, you can use code Greg, 15% off. Or about Turk Builder Max. Of course, I know about this. If you don't want to get the anger and the rage from using Tren and so on, you can, of course, get Turk Builder Max. It's 100% natural. You can get code Greg for 15% off. It's going to help you to build more muscle, more energy, and get stronger. All kinds of great benefits. And so if you're interested, remember, there's a money-back guarantee and a $20 gift card. If you want to hire me, you can apply by clicking the link in the description. I do coaching as well. You can get Eric Janicki. Go follow him on his own channel. Cookbooks and supplements. Cico Bar, enter code CICO, C-I-C-O. You get this for half price. It's like $20 on half price. It's pretty crazy, the deal. So you can go buy those. There's a couple flavors. The Blue Lobster for myself. You got Janicki's Juice is the green one. And you got Hussein's Mode is the red one. I'm going to get you to guess what flavors those actually are. I use all of them, and you can get the 3-pack is the one I suggest. That way you can sample each one, because who wants to have the same flavor every single day for like a month straight? I like to mix things up. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it, watch one bloop, and until next time, I am out.